it, but I'm gonna get my head together. You see this lovely family. You see that woman right there? She was 140 pounds. You see that little girl right there? She's the reason why this girl gained 60 pounds in a matter of 7 years. And I'm going to tell you why. But I'm going to get myself together. That little girl right there was diagnosed with a rare brain cancer at 2 years old called ATRT. I want you guys to look that up. 3 children in 1 million in the United States are diagnosed with that cancer. And that is one of the most aggressive brain tumors that is known for children. And most of those children don't live past the age of 18. I'm having me a moment this morning. I'm always happy, and I'm always happy because of that girl. I wasn't always happy, but she taught me control, and she taught me how to control myself. And that's because I lived in the hospital a whole year with her. I was pregnant with her little sister, 2 weeks pregnant, when I found out that she had the cancer. And it was a purpose for me to have found that out before that, because I know my mindset. Because if I had have known that, I would have been so in fear of having another child that I would have never tried again. And so when I found out that she was sick, I had to endure. And then I had to take care of me, because once again, I had to take care of me to be here for her. And my mind was not even on my baby that I was carrying, because I was so lost. A whole year in the hospital with her. My little girl, my husband had to take care of our son. My little girl that I had, I went next door to the bigger hospital to have her, because she was going through a stem cell transplant, trying to save her life. That stem cell transplant almost blinded her, and it knocked her completely down. She went through chemo, aggressive chemo, brain surgery, radiation. She wasn't supposed to live any more than 6 months, but she ended up living 5 years past, almost 5 years past the time frame that she was supposed to. She left here 18 days after her 6th birthday. I was totally devastated. My husband was totally devastated. We didn't want to deal with anything or anybody outside of our little 5 family. So when she passed, it was 4, but she's still here. Trust me. And what that did to me was it took me completely off of this earth, because anyone that knows me knows that I am a caregiver, and I am so in love with my children. And I gained a lot of weight. But one day I had an epiphany that, Sonia, you can't control everything. I realized I tried to fight for her to live. I tried my best to make her stay, because I refused to hear that she was leaving here. I just refused it. My mind couldn't contemplate it. I couldn't put it to that. I couldn't connect those dots in my head. So when she was gone, I was like stagnant. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to think. And one day I just got up and said, she was my learning. She was for me for learning. She was my learning module. I was supposed to be learning from her. And I never questioned the universe. I never questioned our creator on what happened to her, or why he took her from me. But I asked, what am I supposed to learn from this? And I understood. I know that I was supposed to learn that you can't control everything, But the things that you have some control over, make sure that you're positive and make sure that you control everything in a means of helping others that don't know how to let go and release control of situations that they don't have any determination over. There's a reason behind the saying, grant me the wisdom to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can't, and the wisdom to know the difference. You have to actually stop and understand and listen to what it's saying. Grant me the serenity to accept what I cannot change. I can't change it. I have to learn to accept that. Doesn't mean I have to be okay with it. I have to accept that I can't do anything. I do only what I can. That's where you have the courage. Make sure you get out there and do what you can. And then you have the wisdom to know the difference. Don't think that there are some things that you cannot change. There are some things that you can change. There are some things you can't. But you need to understand which ones you do have some say-so over. Don't just let go of everything and say, I just can't do anything about it. I'm just going to lean on just understanding that God knows. Do you know that God gives us wisdom? He didn't put us here just blindly. We go along life's path running into others who may have went through situations that may inspire us and teach us. You're not supposed to ignore the inspiration. You don't just listen to hear, you listen to understand. Because somewhere in your life, there may be a situation where that wisdom that was spilled to you may actually help you in your situation. It may not be the exact same thing that you went through, but then you can always reach back and understand where this situation may not be the same, but what it's teaching me is that I need not to move this way, or I don't need to move this way, or maybe I do need to do exactly this because this is bringing me out. So I learned what I could do and what I could not do. And so I learned to inspire others. And what I've learned is the base of every situation, the foundation of life, is releasing control of situations outside of yourself. That way you have more time to take care of the situations that you can control. And baby, when you get to understanding what you can and cannot control, you stop caring about what you can't. Does not mean that you stop hoping for a better situation for others outside of. But you can't make anybody do anything they don't want to do. You cannot stop the next man from making a mistake. But what you can do is you can be a role model and an inspiration for them to look at and see, because you moved in a certain way. If they try it, it can work for you. Stop being mouth. Be action. I have become action for everything. I don't only say I'm happy, it exudes. Everybody sees happiness in me, and it's real, it's authentic, and it's inspiration for others. I don't see anything with a glass half empty. Everything is a glass half full. So I want you guys to understand that sometimes things in your life that can break you can actually be made to make you. Please, don't allow anything to be your breaking point. Allow it to be your foundation for making you who you were meant to be. Because trust me, if you've asked the universe and you've asked our Creator, what am I here for? They will show you. It will show you. You may not like it, but understand it's for a reason. Take it. It's worth it. That girl's waiting for me somewhere. And I'm doing her proud. Namaste.